You may have already seen this video of Grand Rapids, Michigan on the 4th of July. A couple hundred other fellas and lovely ladies rampaging up and down Grand Rapids, downtown Grand Rapids. They're having a riot, despite the fact that the local reporter said it was a few isolated fistfights. No, it was a riot, and nobody in Grand Rapids was surprised. But what they were in was full denial, deceit, and delusion mode in Grand Rapids, because in Grand Rapids, which is about 180,000 people, 20% black, crime in Grand Rapids is just like crime in every other major city in America. It's a black thing. It's a wildly out of proportion thing, as it was in Grand Rapids on the 4th of July. Every single person you see creating violence, mayhem, chaos on these videos and the police reports from the eyewitnesses, they were black. Yet a resident of Grand Rapids, well, he said it wasn't really a black thing. It was kind of a rainbow thing. It was kind of, I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony thing. No, it wasn't really a black thing after all.
While Sly says he won't be back in the city's downtown, he hopes the community will come together to make a change.
People need to get their act together, and it's no particular one group of people, honestly.
But some other residents of Grand Rapids are taking it to the next level. Not only was this guy saying he didn't really notice any particular group of people causing the crime, the violence, the mayhem, the dysfunction. And it's the same group over a long period of time. Anyway, the guy said he didn't really notice who that might have been. The rest of the people in Grand Rapids figured out what's causing all this violence, mayhem from the fellas and lovely ladies. Oh yeah, it's the white people who do notice.
It was standing room only at the Grand Rapids City Commission meeting tonight. Dozens of people coming out to voice their opinion on a proposed city ordinance to expand human rights.
One aspect of the measure focuses on preventing people from using police to enforce their own bigotry. For example, calling 911 to report a black person walking down their street.
24 Hour News 8's Heather Walker was at the meeting where people spoke for more than an hour. Heather.
The majority of people who spoke were in favor of this new ordinance, saying it's not a solve-all, but it is a step in the right direction.
Looked at it and it doesn't say anything.
Girls in here. I don't care.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not because you don't want black people?
From national news stories like Barbecue Becky, who called police on a black family using a charcoal grill, to local events like a 12-year-old Grand Rapids girl handcuffed after a neighbor falsely reported a shooting occurred. These biased 911 calls are what the ordinance aims to stop by imposing a fine up to $500.
I am appalled that I live in a city I grew up in that has to have an ordinance to tell people not to call the police on people because of the color of their skin. I have biracial grandchildren, and that's why I had to be here tonight, because I couldn't not stand up, because I refuse to let them grow up in that kind of world.
A line of people spoke, mostly in favor of the idea of a new ordinance to stop these calls, while some wondered if the ordinance is the right answer.
It is good that we as a community value leaving people alone and letting them live by themselves without fear of discrimination. But we already have laws saying it's illegal to discriminate against people based on their protected class. We already have something covering this, and to create additional redundant legislation does nothing.
There is a current ordinance. It was created in the 1950s. However, it has been updated since. But the people behind this new ordinance, they say it has no teeth. And this one will make it very clear that any violation is a misdemeanor.
Please, sir. I want some more.
What? Okay, Grand Rapids, you can go back to sleep now. You can enjoy your Gerald R. Ford Memorial Library, where we find the bodies and the burial places of Gerald R. Ford and Betty R. Ford. You could find all the local minor league teams like the Dragonfish. But what you won't find are white people stepping up to talk about the tsunami of black criminality in Grand Rapids, because that will not only get them thrown in jail or get them thrown in front of a judge, that'll make a lot of black kids angry.